Good evening, everyone. Welcome once again to Vaesen Behind the Masks. We are up to session, I think, 18? Yeah. Holy crap, we're up to level 8. Level 18? No, session 18. So we're in for the long haul now, I guess. Welcome back to Sharon, Blake, and Jim. And without further ado, let's get this show rolling. Last we left it, you four, because you had a young man by the name of Cesare who'd been gored by a bull, and you know,
5.
what?
Artemisia is still with us.
Artemisia, I forgot, dear old Artemisia. So you guys are all hunkered down that evening. You've had your dinner. It's night. You're still stuck in the forest, but at least Cesare is kind of guiding you out. As good a night as it can be. This is your second night now in the forest, and I imagine most of you are getting a bit tired of it.
I'm very short-tempered.
I mean, no bars, no toilet in the morning, no, there's nothing like that. This is just rough old forest. It's great fun.
This is baths you speak of.
I know, right?
Luxury.
There's a cold mountain stream, go for it.
Yeah, don't even bother getting undressed, just weak.
It'll dry as you walk in the cold. No.
Yeah, heaps well.
I feel like I need to take a mental condition just for being around this.
All right. So, morning comes. Birds are chirping once again.
Do we still have conditions and stuff, or is that gone?
No, that's not gone because
Oh,
you're not relaxed. You're not nice, warm, comfortable.
Got that bit right. Well, I've got the condition angry, so I think occasionally he'll like kick a tree branch or skim a stone off a tree or something because he's just frustrated and can't let it out. That's he's a young man.
And Agatha's mental condition is
Putting up
exhibiting
with
itself in being increasingly suspicious of our young traveling companion who we randomly picked up. It's very kind of, there is no reason for him to be out in the middle of the woods and for a goddess to have dumped us right next to him, and
None whatsoever. Anyway, so yes, as I said, morning comes around. You're all woken up. You survived the night, yes. Perfect. No one's come and snuck up on the campsite. Severino, even Umbra's relaxed. Like, before you left Venice, he was a little bit agitated, but it's pretty chill at the moment. He's just sitting there quietly in the back of his subconscious. Just,
I'm frustrated and concerned enough for both of us. That's okay.
yes, you are. What do you do?
We were going towards like Florence or something, weren't we? And then we're going to catch a train? Or,
Yes. Yeah. You're heading towards the village of Obovoglio to get to Florence, to go to Venice.
Yeah,
So-
and we're going alongside this guy, right?
Cesare. Yep.
Cesare, yeah.
Yep. He's leading you out of the forest.
and how much longer walking do we have, young man?
He's packing what's left of his food, which really at this stage isn't much, and he's packing it in his leather knapsack and grunts as he gets up onto his feet, using the rifle as a crutch. Signora, hopefully by lunchtime you'll be there.
Well then, no dilly-dallying.
No dilly-dally, Signora, as you say. He slings on his backpack and starts using the crutch, and he makes his way, continues along the trail.
Yep.
So the morning slowly rolls along. And about almost 2 hours into your walk to the village, you come across a larger path. So this little dirt track you're on comes across a larger road. And Cesare immediately, without hesitation, veers to the right. And he goes, well, if Glia's up this way, a couple more hours, you're almost there. And he continues just walking with that steadfast determination. He is not fast at all, but gotta give the dude props. He has got commitment and a good, healthy sense of stubbornness because he just keeps going.
And you said your sister was to meet you there.
Lucrezia. She's not far off. And so you continue to walk.
No, we're having a happy, uncomfortable silence.
I tried to talk to him about his sister once already. That didn't go well, so I'm keeping myself to myself now. In fact, I tried to talk to everyone, and none of them have gone well. So Bennett's taking some time.
Yep. Artemisia is trailing at the back of the group. She's not rushing. She's just poking along quietly. I guess she'll be walking with you, Agatha, and you're not striding. Your boots aren't built for this sort of terrain, so you're taking slow steps. Chessida's taking slow steps. So we've got Severino and Paul Bennett kind of going, yes, come on, hurry up, come on, I want to get home. But you continue to trudge through the forest. Another hour slowly comes past, and you hear the sound of coming from behind you. And you turn around and you wait. And a couple of minutes later, up the path is a horse with a small dray behind it and a young woman seated on the driver's seat of the dray. And as the horse and dray comes nearer, there's a unfathomable look on this young woman's face. Maybe surprise. And she pulls the reins back and the horse kind of eases to a stop. Chessida, you okay? Who are these people? And we're very practiced. Vault, she jumps down from the dray. And she kind of hurries over to Chessida and she slips her arm across his waist under his shoulder just to help support him. Ciao, buongiorno. Chessida, you okay? And she can see that his wound's been dressed, so she's not alarmed, but she was not expecting you out here in the middle of nowhere.
I'll say yes. We found him in the woods. He was hurt by a boar.
Yes, I went back to get the dray so I could bring him home. Yeah, I can't believe you walked all this way out. Chessida.
Yeah, Bennett will step forward and introduce himself. Dr. Theodore Bennett. Yes, your brother was lucky that we stumbled upon him, or that he stumbled upon us.
Dottore, thank you. Thank you. Here, maybe you can help me get Chessida up on the dray. It's not a big cart, but you'll fit him.
Yes, of course. And I will go to help.
Yeah. And the dray is tiny. It will literally only fit one person on it. It's...
Oh, well, in that case, there's no room for him. I'm going to take the seat. No. I'll help him on.
Yep.
It is as fortunate that your brother came across us as it was that we came across him.
God provides, I guess.
God does, but in this instance, it does seem to have been some other power. And she's going to look at her very suspiciously.
Yes, Senora. And then she turns her attention, and she and Bennett have to work a little bit to get Chessida up onto that because he can't really bend flex. And it sits a bit high, it's about waist height, so it's not the easiest thing to get a full-grown male into. But you manage.
Can I, while in close proximity to this lady, can I do a vigilance to sort of give her a bit of a scan, see if anything.
Hardly the time and place, Doctor.
I know, right?
No, specifically, I'm looking if she's got any tattoos. Specifically, I'm looking for the that black rose.
Okay. Give me a roll. You can only see what skin is showing, however, just so you know. If she's got a tramp stamp, you'll never know.
You
Never
sure?
say
You don't
never.
have a way with the ladies.
True. Okay, you won't know at this point in time. Okay, success. So you did roll one success. Congratulations. You can't see anything. Mind you, most of her body is covered.
Yep.
She's wearing a long white blouse. She's got long black hair that's free. Her lacing's done up to her neck. There's not much skin to be shown.
Yep.
So, yeah, you take a couple of minutes and you get Chesede up there, and then he reaches over the side of the cart to grab at his leather knapsack, which is on the ground, but can't quite reach it. So,
Oh, yeah. Bennett will grab that.
oh, grazie. Thank you so much, Doctor. And thank you again. And he offers his hand to shake. Thank you for helping me. Your kindness will not be forgotten.
Think nothing of it.
When I come to Venice, I will find you.
I'll say, you know, how far to the town from here? And I'm going to pull out my gun and just sort of point it at the ground and just check the ammunition and that. I know it's fine, but I'm seeing their reaction to me pulling out a gun and just, yeah, I'm seeing how nervous they are, sort of if they're trying to hide it.
You see them exchange glances. You see Chesede kind of look at Lucrezia, and Lucrezia just kind of shares a quick glance with him, but they're not too fussed. Chesede's still got his rifle.
Yep.
Like, they're not cowed by the sight of guns, if that makes
No.
sense.
Which is something in itself, but okay.
Yeah. Up this path,
yep.
by lunchtime, you will be in Borgoglio.
That sounds good.
As I said, then you can go to Florence, and from Florence you can get to Venice. You'll be back home in about 3 or 4 days.
I'll say, Doctor, will he need to see another physician, or will he be good on his own? Or?
I assume Ben would probably say to keep it under observation. You know, if it seems like it's getting worse or the pain gets worse, then yes, you will need to see another doctor.
Lucrezia nods. I've looked after Chesede before. I know what the signs are to look for. Thank you.
Oh, you're trained?
No. We don't have doctors very often, so we must rely on our own experiences and capabilities.
You have experience of ball wounds, then?
We're nomadic people. We don't have access to doctors, and one wound is like another, is it not? Would you agree, Doctor? Keep it clean, keep it aired.
Yes, that's what I did 8 years of medicine for. Just keep it aired. That's what they said.
Rub some mud on it.
Yeah, I think you'd say there's slightly more to it than that, but you know that'll get you some way there.
Might be some leeches down by the river.
I don't think we're there yet, Severino, but thank you. That's what Cesare says. Lucrezia, with the same agility she took to jump off the dray, bolts back onto it quite easily and gathers up the reins.
The one thing I will say, it's kind of I think Bennett is on a completely different tier of paranoia. Planet to the other two right now. So he's not going to know anything about this. He's not doing this deliberately, but he will say, if you do come to Venice, seek us at the villa, and I'll say like the full name of the villa that we stay at.
Villa Fanelaria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lucrezia's back straightens up. Okay. Thank you. Thank you kindly.
Oh, you have heard of the society then?
I'm sorry, just the villa. Everyone's heard of the villa. Anyway, I need to get this one back. Thank you very much. And she snap of the reins. That horse picks up at a smart trot and goes.
But they seem nice.
I'll wait till they're out of earshot. And I'll say to the doctor, no, they weren't nice. We can't trust that guy.
What? He's lighting his pipe.
That's surely that can't have been a ball wound. What? It's just.
It seemed slightly irregular, but it seemed more like a ball wound than any other sort of wound.
So, and we just happen to run after him after some winter goddess that you befriended, like, snatched us out from. How could you not be alert to this guy? We can't just trust him. Why did you tell them where we live?
That's just. How else will he find the clinic?
He's got a point. I'm just
Doctor, you have a kind heart, but sometimes.
I mean, what are you even implying? What is he?
Severino's going, ah! And he picks up a stick and he starts sort of thrashing a bush because he's just like, I can't believe this.
I thought nature would calm you down.
Good doctor, there is things that are too unlikely to be a coincidence.
Buddy, you mentioned that. Can everyone please give me vigilance? Okay, so we have Bennett got a 1. Well done. Agatha's a 0.
Nothing. Damn it.
Okay, so Bennett, you guys have sat there and you talked for the last couple of minutes. Well, several minutes actually. And Severnino's just gone into the bush and just tried to vent some anger. And you glance down on the road where you were, not too far from where you were, and you see something gold glinting in the light.
Oh, bend down to check it out.
To pick it up?
Yep.
It's a necklace. It's a gold necklace with a little golden locket at the bottom. And aside from a very light covering of road dust, it's fresh and shiny and new, so you know it's just been dropped.
Can I attempt to open the locket?
You do open the locket. You can kind of lever your fingernail, what's left of it, into the clasp and open it. And there's a painting of an eye. So you have this gold necklace with this locket with the painting of an eye in your hand.
I look at my notes later and go, why have they got an eye in a locket? I was thinking, I say, and it's a few minutes, so they're long gone at this point.
Especially the speed that they left at. Yep.
Yeah, I'd be like, Lucrezia must have dropped her locket. And I just sort of like hold out like my hand so that they can see kind of strange bit of art to keep in a locket, but it must have some kind of relevance to them.
Agatha is going to snatch it from you.
Opposed rolls. No, this is my loot. This is my +1. No, he obviously will. He's going. Of course, you could have just asked for it, lady.
No, she's going to snatch it from you and look at it very, very hard and then go very, 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 very pale.
Is it
And swoon.
your locket? Are you alright?
She's just going to hand it back to you and start marching off in the direction of the village.
Mr. Severino, if you're quite done, I think we're moving on.
Yes, let's get on to town. In future, Doctor, just a bit more caution when chatting and traveling with strangers. We can't trust anybody. Just implicitly. I don't mean we can't trust anybody at all. I mean, just a word of caution. That's all.
Bennett will like lean closer and go, do you think he was the hunter?
If not, perhaps he's supposed to lead us there, but they certainly seem wary of us once you mentioned the villa. But he's just seemed cagey. There was something odd about the whole thing. And I have to trust my instincts. It's what's kept me alive. She can really move when she's got a mission on, hasn't she? Let's quick, let's go.
I've never seen someone speed walk quite like that. and we'll hurry to catch up.
Bad shoes. Screw that. She's All right, so you guys march down the road for another good hour or so, and thank God it's cold, because otherwise you'll be sweating bullets, because Agatha is pushing you that hard. You're barely keeping up with her. An hour later, you come up to another intersection, and it's almost like 4 paths kind of intersect with this roadway, and the roadway goes over a bridge and crosses a small bubbling creek. As you cross over that bridge, there's a troll. No.
Classic. Roll for initiative.
Can I please get everybody to give me not initiative, an observation, please? Bennett, 0. Agatha,
Nothing.
0. Oh my God.
We're
you're
the
right.
champions.
Not a shred of empathy between us.
Hang on, I still got Artemisia. Hang on, let's see.
She's
if
going to
I
save
can-
us again.
She didn't last time, to be fair. Yes, I got 1 success. So, as you're all crossing, and actually it makes sense for you guys not to see it, because Agatha's got other things on her mind. All of a sudden, she's got bigger issues at play, and she's striding, and you're just trying to keep up with her. And Artemisia's walking a little bit behind, and as she crosses the river, she pauses, places her head on the stone, and looks down into the water. And you hear her go, "Oh dear, my God."
Hold on, I call out the others to slow down. Artemisia, are you okay? What is it?
Look at the water.
Oh, God. I do head to the water.
It's what should be beautiful, crystal clean mountain water is deeply dark red and smells metallic. This isn't water.
What?
I do hope there is a slaughterhouse further upstream.
Is the water on both sides of the bridge like this?
Yes.
Okay.
And the water's flowing from east to west.
I'll look at the others and say, what would do this? This isn't natural, is it? What's going on?
Artemisia shakes her head and picks up her skirts and goes down by the creek bed and just scoops up the water. And instead of it being transparent like water should be, it's partly opaque. So whatever's in there isn't water. There's something else mixed through it. And it smells metallic. It smells of iron.
Agatha's just gonna stride off up towards where it's coming from.
You're going to follow the river?
I'm going to follow the river.
Okay. Going to be off-roading again.
Yes, but she's not in a particularly sensible frame of mind.
So, yeah, Agatha starts striding and goes against a river flow and disappears into the forest.
Oh, I follow, but I'll sort of say, look, we can't go too far. We're running low on food, but we're not, you know. Have to be mindful of how out of our depth we are out here.
Mm-hmm. Bennett?
I think Bennett's like, I'm not going to go walk up river just yet. So I'm going to go to the water's edge and like maybe just either do an investigation or a medicine.
Give me either or, whatever's highest.
I think I'll actually do an investigation because I have a talent that might be helpful. Investigation. One success.
You look, honestly, the best way to do it is you grab a handful of the water and you smell it. And it's blood. That iron metallic smell you are well familiar with.
I think Bennett's thinking to like, you know, history books that he's read, and he's read stories of, you know, rivers running red after battles and stuff like that. But he thinks there would be no battle as in, you know, random northern Italy right now. I don't
Curious,
think.
isn't it?
And even though he thinks it's not a good idea, he will hesitantly try to catch up to Miss Hartwell and Mr. Severino.
She's just looking for what she assumes she's going to find, which is a body or a dozen. 'Cause
Well, that's
there's
fine.
no other,
Yeah.
there's no other explanation in her mind at this point.
So you all track down along the riverbank. And Severino, your internal compass tells you that you're kind of heading back the way you came, at more of an oblique angle, but you're heading back the way you came. And you trudge through that forest for another couple of hours, maybe 3 hours.
Hang on, so that makes it about 2 or 3 in the afternoon at this point? Also, hang on, we're only like 1 or 2 hours from town. Do we want to keep following the river or do we want to go to town? Because
Is the water still bloody this far up?
If anything, it's getting bloodier. You're getting close.
it's
Because-
just, do we want to spend another night in the woods?
I desperately, Severino, do not. But if there is, at this point, I'm sort of like, because now Bennett's thinking there could be people hurt. There's definitely people hurt. But there could be, he no longer feels it's basically like, I have to see what is happening here now.
Are there
Trust me.
any cart tracks, footprints?
You're not on a path. You're literally just on the riverbank. You're
Yeah,
following.
but no footprints in the mud, no.
No, it's stony.
And there's been nothing in the water other like
Just
No.
blood.
just blood.
Just blood.
Yeah, keep on going. I think.
Not too far further up, the river seems to come out of a crack in a wall of stone. So think about the river's basically coming out of the bottom of a cliff face, if you will. The stone goes straight up, and the river comes through an opening barely shoulder width apart. Not even really shoulder, a little bit less than your shoulder width apart. And the river stream comes through there. Can I get one more observation from everyone?
Oh, 2 successes. Finally.
As you come up to this gap in these rocks, you see a bloody handprint lift on the rock face, just at the very edge.
Is it like normal hand size or is it like,
Yep.
okay.
It's man size.
Is the blood in the water coming out of the
man-sized
hole,
honey,
or does
right?
the blood start when it hits the bottom, sort of thing? And
No, the blood's coming from within.
great.
Does the handprint? Is it like someone's put their hand on it and gone in, or they've?
They've come out. It looks like it's a push.
Yeah, I see.
Someone's used it to push. You pull themselves out and push forward.
How terrifying of all places is Bennett? It's a question I've not asked myself.
With the sound of running water in his ears.
Yeah, yeah. Turns on his trusty headlamp that he's always wearing. Doesn't. And it's like, does someone have a? Don't even know, a torch, as in a lamp torch, or some
Really,
kind of.
Doctor? We were unceremoniously picked up from the middle of Venice and dumped in the woods. I don't believe any of us have a lamp.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh, well, I'd almost forgotten.
She's going to start ripping one of her petticoats and finding a branch and going, I hope one of you knows how to start a light.
Of course.
I know Severino can.
Mm.
Or should I say Umbra? But it's up to you if you want to tip that hand. Otherwise, yes, you can go and very
No, I'll try.
you go and very easily make a brand. Fuel.
Hmm.
You can go get some pine resin and roll it in the material, and that will give you your fuel source. All you need is ignition point.
And
So
I'll do the putting the stick on the rocks and Going it back and forth to get a spark, and I'll say to Artemisia, sorry about all this. Wasn't the evening on the town you probably had in mind.
Artemisia nods. Right, she keeps getting drawn to that water. She just keeps losing focus and looking at that water. It just keeps drawing her attention. But that's understandable given she's had water nymph. But yeah. She's like, something's not good. Something's evil.
See what we can do.
Takes you 15 minutes to wrap that brand and to light it. But yeah, you have a smoking brand.
Severino, I suspect it may be wise to have your firearm at the ready.
It's always ready. That's not a problem.
Okay. You going in?
I'm just going to look at Artemisia and be like, perhaps it would be best if, because we do not know what we are walking into, it might be safer if you waited out here.
She nods. I think that's a wise decision.
Well, I thought you were going to have a quick look. The rest of us were going to wait for a second. You were going advanced scout, basically. Did you want all three of us to go in?
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
You want me to go? It's your sense of humor, Severino, that I appreciate the most about you. No, very well. I can have a quick look. I'll grab the torch and
Torch in one hand, doctor's bag in the other.
yes, yeah, I guess so. And then I guess it's more like a side shimmy at this point.
Yep. You're actually a little bit lither than Severino, so you can fit without having to too much.
Yeah.
Severino's stronger, more well built than you, so it'll be tighter squeeze for him. And the ladies, dear God, with their skirts. Woo! So you grab your brand in one hand and you suck it up and you sidestep through.
As Bennett is shimmying through this tunnel, he's imagining the galas and the parties back in England. And they go, "Did you hear what happened to old Bennett's kid? He got wedged in a tunnel in Italy.
I died.
He died there."
The fool.
And he thought, "Oh, at least I'll make a fun tidbit of news."
Do you keep it together? Do you think Bennett will keep it together, or do you feel he would need to roll?
I actually don't think. I don't think he needs to roll yet for this. Despite his Britishness, he's actually quite calm in this situation anyway, so far.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. So you go through the tunnel, it veers to the left and then doglegs up to the right. And then when you kind of start getting that moment of, holy crap, when does this end? You find yourself out into the open. And you're almost in a bowl, if you will, a geographic bowl. You've got the cliff face behind you that kind of arcs around and the sides kind of peter down. You're in a clearing. The clearing's an alpine meadow. It's got wildflowers. You've got the stream running through it, which is still bloody trees all around. It's silent. Like you expect to hear bird chirping and wildlife. There's nothing. And do you want to give me one more final observation test, please?
Oh, finally. I did it.
In this beautiful, seemingly idyllic clearing, you find the mutilated body of some sort of creature, half lying in the stream bed, half of it on the bank. And that is the source of the blood that's been contaminating the water.
So it's like in half?
It's not in half. It's just lying half in, half out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Bennett immediately rushes over on the off chance that there's still a life to be saved here, and will kneel down at the body, person?
Give me a learning roll. It's not a person. It's an animal.
Okay. Learning. How do you like them apples?
Wow. 4 successes. That is fantastic. Okay. So you're observing this creature, and it's hard to pull out features of it because it's matted with blood. Something's gone very weird with its head. But you kind of figure out that it's some sort of equine, a horse of some sort, but nothing you've ever seen before. It's the coat, where it's not splattered by blood, is pure white, almost silvery in the sunlight. And you glance down to where the tail would be, and it looks odd. It's not a horse's tail. It's kind of like a lion's tail with a short coat and then a ploof at the end. That's a scientific explanation, by the way. And
Latin term.
and the mane, which runs from its head down to the neck, is that similar silvery color with this beautiful wavy patternation to it. But its head is a mess. It's been battered, it's bloody, it's got large gashes in it. It looks like someone's grabbed a 2-ton boulder on its head. You, my friend, have found a mutilated unicorn.
And you know, if only we had recently seen someone with a wound that might match a creature such as this. So does it have? No, it would not. Right? It does not have a. As in, I do not see a horn on it. Oh god. I think, assuming unicorns in this setting, anything like unicorns in other sort of settings, in that they're like these sort of very pure kind of creatures. I think Bennett, immediately feels like a sort of grief at seeing this beautiful creature mutilated in this way, which is unusual for him, considering he's become pretty desensitized to all kinds of horrible things. So what's above me? Is it all enclosed, or is there like sky above me? Like it's
The forest kind of encloses, but it is sky. It's a bit of both.
Yeah. And what other paths are there in this?
There are none. There's no signs of any human traffic.
So, could the unicorn have came through where I came through?
Don't know. Might be a question for Severino.
How far did I move? Could I call through the path and presumably be heard on the other side?
Yeah, you'd have to shout because there's that sound of water and it's echoing in that cabin or that passage. But yeah, you could shout through.
Yeah, I think the reason I call for Severino is because A, he could fit, and B, he may know something. But yeah, I'll call out and say that it is safe, but I found the source of the bloody water. So, creature, an animal.
Mm-hmm. So,
and then I think I could use some assistance.
You hear Bennett's disemboweled voice coming from the break in the rock.
Right, I'll hand my pistol to Agatha and say, back in a minute.
All right. So as I said before, you're a little bit well built compared to Bennett. So it is definitely a squeeze for you. The rock kind of grabs at you and kind of gives you a few scratches here and there, but you can get through slowly, but you can get through without too much. And yeah, you step out into this glade and you see the corpse of something of a white equine animal up
Yep.
ahead in the distance.
Hmm. Is it definitely dead? It's not like a faint heartbeat or anything. I'll put my hand on it and listen. And
It's definitely dead. Can I get you both to give me a medicine roll?
okay. I don't need 8 years of learning. Who cares?
No.
What's this? 2 successes.
Oh, phew.
Now,
No.
this is not a sentence I get to say I'm role playing often, but my character is a virgin. So if that has any effect on my interaction with the unicorn, there you go.
Maybe the unicorn was still alive? You've been with a chance?
Severino, there was no need for you to tell me that information. Very strange for you to mention it right now.
Well, I didn't want you to forget this bonding moment.
Okay. So
This
you
is what
both,
having a friend is like.
you both rolled 2 successes. Well done. So you're able to both assess the animal, and you can see that some of the blood splatters on the coat is actually bullet wounds. It's been shot several times.
Well, it's just as well I had a really good look at that guy's gun, isn't it? Doesn't match that guy's gun or something similar.
Yeah, that gun could have fired those same size projectiles.
Bastard. Right.
You can see on the ground where its hooves have dug furrows into the ground as it died, and you can see that the bullets have been spread across the creature's body, which tells you that it wasn't just shot and died, it actually fought back. It lived for a little bit.
Yeah, there was a fight, not a
Correct.
assassination. Okay.
And you can see blood splattering its hooves, but there's also a tiny scrap of cloth caught in the edge of it.
Does it match that guy's pants?
Not his clothing, no. It's
Her clothing.
black. Neither of them were wearing black,
Okay.
but there's a scrap of black cloth on the hood. And Bennett, both of you, you've been around the traps, you've seen some fairly gnarly things. You look at the wounds on the head, and it wasn't done with a knife or even a sword. It was done with a hatchet or an axe.
Hmm.
And as Bennett rightly surmised before, its horn is missing.
How do you think it got in here, Severino?
Same way we got in the mountains at this point. If there's a unicorn, then just traveling by magic isn't really a leap, is it? You know, like we're already in fairy
I should
tale
say,
sort of storyland here.
It's not a perfect bowl. Think of it more as an amphitheater,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So that you can egress and be coming in and out of that clearing through the far side. It's just where that cliff is behind you that it's formed a wall.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So it's a glade.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to figure out, like, did it fall at like the end of its fight, or was it teleported in here? Okay. I would like to look further around then. Is there more like, like more forest sort of around here?
You've got a clearing. So there's clearing, then you've got into your bushes and your trees, and there's further out. So
Yeah.
can I get you both, please, to give me some observation rolls? And let's see what you find in your hunt.
Nothing.
Severino finds nothing, and Bennett finds nothing. So you have a look around, but the grass is not knee deep. Let's say it's almost ankle deep. And the forest is quite thick on the edges, so you can't see much.
Well, we don't have to put it out of its misery because it's already dead. But this is, this seems like it's a ritual or something. This doesn't just seem like, oh, someone doesn't like horses, This seems much more sinister than that.
I think Bennett sort of is kneeling down and he's tracing where the horn was sort of cut. And he's just I think he's thinking back to the many like Ace Ventura rooms he's been in where I don't know if you've seen that movie where all the walls are like mounted with heads of animals, and he's immediately thinking of those, that plus what she said about hunters, and he's like, I can only imagine there must be a market, there must be quite the profit to be made.
I agree, but I think this seems more sinister than that. Like they could have just shot it, cut its head off, and had their trophy. This seems like they wanted to torture it. They wanted to get its eyes and horn and organs and stuff. This seems nasty, like really nasty.
There is a cruelty, but I do wonder if that cruelty was a necessity of their quite poor tactics.
Them fighting the creature. The creature's more than they bargained for, which is to the creature's credit, but unfortunately.
I mean, at this point, Bennett's going to say, like, this was them, right? This was,
Pretty sure that the bullet, well, if it wasn't them, it was someone had a gun on, not like them, and would have been wounded in many similar ways than what they had, or he had, I should say. She didn't seem wounded. We don't have to put it out of its misery, which is good. We can't fix it, unfortunately. How do we stop the blood going into the water?
As you're talking, you see some crows overhead alighting on a branch and cawing. And you'd expect that. There's a dead body after all, and the carrion eaters. Although they're not looking at the corpse of the unicorn. They're looking at something that's on the edge of the forest.
What's on the edge of the forest?
And that's an excellent question, and that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed my butchery of a unicorn, because
not sure the unicorn enjoyed it, but
but yes, interesting little turn of events. There's been a few bombshells in this episode, which has been delightful. And we'll see what happens next week. So once again, Sharon, Blake, and Jim, thank you so much, and we'll see you again. Bye.
Hey, Dr. Bennett had an interaction with a female and didn't put his foot in his mouth. It went all well.
Win. Win, 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 win. So
like XP.
Sorry, I had way too much fun doing that. Not be like,
I'm glad I'm not editing the actual video for this one, because my voice would have gone.
It did. It was so fucking worth it. It was so worth it.